So sitting here with Sean Hines. He is an E6 in the Nevada Army National Guard. Could you tell me how long have you been with the Guard? What made you decide to join the military? And then kind of what your MOS is and what your job is like.
So I've been with the Guard since 2014. I joined the Guard because I wanted to continue my service after active duty. I joined the active duty in 2011 in a combat MOS and had a blast. I was stationed in Hawaii. I was married and just absolutely loved it. The reason I didn't continue my active duty service is my career was not progressing as what I wanted, right? I was in a lockdown MOS where you were not getting promoted. People with super high PT scores and everything just couldn't get the points to gather to get to the higher rank, the next rank. So I decided in my active duty career to come to Nevada. The reason I joined, I think I joined the military a lot of us, like the same generation, joined because we wanted to go to war. We're all like 2001 babies. We all seen it live happen. We've seen our country get attacked and our people die. And I think a lot of us were like, we're going to go fight because you don't fuck with us. So that's one of the reasons. The other reasons is I didn't really have anything going on. I grew up in the poor area of Southern California. There's like three paths. You become a gang member, become a cop, or you join the military. I opted for the military on top of being a police officer. My initial entry into the military was May 31st, 2006. So I joined in the height of the war and then got out because I was like, this is bullshit, because I was in the California Guard. It's terrible. Never had terrible NCOs, so I had like a bad taste of the military. And then come around like 2010, a lot of the recession was happening and I couldn't get a job for the life of me. So I decided, hey, fuck it, I'm going to go active duty, see what I could do with that. And I absolutely loved active duty. And it renewed my happiness with the military. So, left active duty on a positive note. I ETS, transferred, and came to the Guard. And I spent, I went in Guard for 11 years. Most of it in the JHQ, believe it or not. So that's what I did. And my job is now as a financial services non-commissioned officer. I'm one of the 3 in the state, one of the senior ones too. So I believe I'm actually the senior because I've been doing it the longest. But basically, I'm a budget analyst right now. I work all of the G3's budgets myself with Captain Zerati.
So in your lifespan, whether it be prior military, after military, whatever it was, what was your path to Norse paganism? And then kind of how long have you been doing Norse paganism? How long have you been with that religion? What was your path to get there? And then since you've started with Norse paganism to today, has what you've done when it comes to practices or anything grown?
Yes. So I grew up Baptist. And I was very deep in it, right? Christian school, all that stuff. I seen some really bad stuff in baptism, Christianity. That kind of turned me off of religion, period. So I would say probably around 16, I just stopped believing in everything. I wasn't atheist, because I knew there was like something out there. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I was like, it's not that. Because I had friends. I knew someone that was a leader in our religion, like to the Christianity, who hurt the girls I knew. So that really just kind of I'm not doing this shit anymore because I can't be like that. I can't be associated with a religion where people are trying to push this under the rug when this man hurt these women.
Right.
So I kind of pushed it away. And then, believe it or not, I always thought I grew up thinking I was a German Italian, and then I did a DNA test to come find out that I'm from my family's from like Norway and all the area up there, Ireland, stuff like that. So I started diving into it, and it kind of led me to the Norse religion more than I actually thought. And then I started just kind of researching it and just looking at like how badass Thor is, how like what Odin did to just gain this knowledge, and like, who Freya is. I've really always been kind of drawn to Freya, like. Because I'm more of a, I try to be caring. I try to, not be that complete dickhead to everybody, but sometimes I get that from Odin, where I'm just like, you're going to do what I tell you. Mm-hmm. But since I started, right, because I'm still not, as knowledgeable as I want to be. I don't think someone just all-knowing. I don't think it's like that. But I'm constantly like learning stuff like at the blogs, or like I'll hear something and I'm like, I didn't fucking know that. Or even like someone like, oh, did you know this? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. Now I do. So I think from the start of my practicing Norse paganism to now has substantially grown, right? I didn't have an altar. I didn't wear any pendants or anything like that. I still not super big on pendants, so that's why I have such a small one. I don't discreet when it comes to celebrating. Obviously, having a beard is very like, and I can't really discreet about it, but I do that because it's true. Like the only people in Norse paganism that don't have beards are the fucking shady ones, and I don't want to be one of those shady ones. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I understand, like us going through the program, like some people don't get beards because of nuances and how people look at us and like promotions. So like I understand. Like I know quite a few people that you have no idea that are North Pagan. They do. They are.
So my question is, we just had blood, and I think there was 3 men that are serving right now that don't have beards. Do you not trust them, or
No.
okay?
So
Just for clarification.
no, for my own thing, right? So I know that like Loki, right? Funny as he may be, he's the shady one that you don't really trust as far as you can. But then you look at like some like Thor, bearded, like just is put out there, right? That's how I thought, right? I wanted to be someone to be able to show my masculine, like, right? That's what I'm trying to think, not shadiness. Feminine. Like most men in the Norse Pagan are masculine. They're bearded. They're in good shape. They're all these things, and you get the ones that don't. They're more feminine. Then. So that's more.
Okay, gotcha.
Shady, but yeah, shady still. I think you understand.
I gotcha. So I do see that you are in uniform currently. You have a beard. I know you kind of answered a little bit of this through your last question. What drew you to want to apply for having a beard in uniform?
I think being a warrior, like in the military, and having a beard just makes you look different. You look like a harder target. You look like someone probably not gonna fuck with me. You're probably not gonna mess with someone who's 6'3", 6'4", bearded. We look different. I think all the militaries that I've seen, all the ones I've worked for, like you see like America and you're like, these motherfuckers are soft. And it's not because we are. It's not that we have not proven that we're not. It's just the way we look. And I feel like the beard kind of just puts that warrior mentality in you. You just, not even the beard, just being in the military, but like having that and being able to look like a man is why I did it. And I also kind of want to get out of my like, that's secretive. How do I say this? My reserve. Cause I'm really reserved most times, and especially about religion, I don't really talk about it.
Right.
This is something it's forcing me to talk about it.
Okay.
So it takes me out of like, everybody's just be like, oh, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Now they're like,
takes you out of your comfort zone of kind of just sitting on the sidelines, being like, you don't know anything about me. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Now that you have a beard, it's kind of hard to not be in the spotlight of, obviously there's something going on here about it. And
I kind of wanted to prove to some of the NCOs that I know that are reluctant to get it because they don't want their career damaged.
Do you feel that your career has been damaged? So how long have you had the beard now?
About 2 years. About a year and a half.
Year and a half?
No, I have not. No, I've not.
You don't feel like your career has dipped in any way? None of that stuff? Okay.
And I've talked to E4s, E3s, 8s that are Norse Pagan, and they won't do it because their unit has a certain stigma against it, which pisses me off because there shouldn't be any, right?
So how do you and I talking right now, how do you and I, as bearded soldiers in uniform, go out to these units or spread knowledge to where that isn't a thing anymore? Like, if it was a perfect world, Sean was king for a day, how would we fix this?
I don't think the day is going to work. I don't think there will never not be stigmatism against it. I don't think there will be. Unless they just change the fucking beer policy. There will always be those are the Vikings. So what I've been doing and what you've been doing, we've been showing them like, hey, just because of beer doesn't mean I'm not great. I'm good at my job. So we've been pushing where they call us. Like, if they need something done, they're going to call us. Right. And so I feel like if I can get myself up in higher grade, the same way I believe, it's going to show our juniors, like people that are junior to us, that like, just because you believe in one thing, don't let it stop you from being your full potential in that religion because of these stigma. Because those guys will eventually leave. These people are going to leave. Yeah. So let's not build a ledge on it because we're stopping here because these guys are here. Those guys are going to be gone soon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's continue to build the ones behind us. And so I've just been working my ass off trying to show, like, hey, just because I'm a different religion you are doesn't mean I'm any different.
Right. Trying to delete that stigma out as best as you
Which I don't think it will, unfortunately, just because.
Well, and I think that drives culture change. So that's not the easiest thing to do.
It's not.
But as long as, you keep at it, eventually, even after, we might not see the change in our lifetime, in our career, but hopefully after us, maybe 2-3 lifetimes down the road, things change a little more. If we felt that we did everything we could to help that culture change, then we did it for good reason.
Yeah.
We did it because it needed to be done at this juncture. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to show, like, we're all the same.
Yeah.
I just believe in a little bit different.
Good. Okay. If the military asked you to shave your beard tomorrow or get out, what would your answer be?
Get out.
Get out? Could you describe to me the process that you had to go through in order to get the beard authorized to wear a uniform?
Yes, I will, because it took a long time for me. I know it took twice as long for you, and then the first sergeant. I know you guys really kind of paved the way, made it a little bit easier. But for me alone, it took 9 months.
Okay.
So when I started, I came to expected specification, or not, expressed, like I wanted to do it. So before I even applied for it, I started to come to the blondes more. I wanted to show you as the Norse Pagan leader, per se, and then my leadership alone. Like, I'm not just doing this to get a fucking beard. I'm doing this so that when someone asks me a question, I'm not only knowledgeable, like, on the religion that I want to pursue, that I'm not faking it in my heart just because of a beard. So it took me about 9 months altogether to get it approved. Once it got approved, it got approved, and then like 2 weeks later, I got told to get approved.
Gotcha. Could you walk me, as best you can, walk me through the steps of everything? Because that'll help the people that either you read this or listen to this or however this is going to get posted. It'll help them kind of understand exactly the process that you went through. And if they're thinking about it or they're currently going through the process, maybe you did something different, or maybe they understand now what they need to do to go through that process.
I will start by saying that I have a little bit more reach than a normal soldier. I'm saying being up here, so I was able to go direct to people and be like, hey, why isn't this getting done? Stuff like that.
Being up here in the headquarters.
Yes. But going through, like, trying to go through as best I can where the unit takes care of it. I think the hang up was more so at the unit than anything, and I don't think it was a priority. So I pushed it. I informed the commander going, hey, I'm going to apply for this. The commander said, okay. And then I started working with the chaplain, getting the chaplain interview, started working with you. Getting the chaplain interview was quick. Getting your approval was quick. The hang up was when it went from the unit to the G1 is where it really got hung up. Okay. Because it got lost and this shit, a whole bunch of stuff. So I feel like then it wasn't a priority. Then once it hits the G1, it has to go to legal, but it's a double legal review. It's legal review at NGB and a legal review for us. So I had to wait about a month for that. Then it goes up to it comes back to the state. G1 has it, or EPM has it, and then it goes up to the NGB chaplain board, and then they review it. That's when they send an email to me and to the chain of command saying, hey, we believe Sergeant Hines or whoever practices this religion and should wear the beard within uniform regulation. Once it does that, it'll come back down to us. Our chaplain will review it. I don't know if he let you know or if he let you know, but he emailed me directly saying, hey, I approve it, NGB approved it, the G1, NGB approved it, our G1 approved it, now it's going to go to tag. It took about 2 weeks in the tag to get approved.
And what is the tag for our listeners?
The tag is the adjutant general. So he or she is the main officer in charge of the Nevada or the National Guard within that state.
Yep.
So to get explanation.
Yep. Gotcha.
And then before you even got to the tag, it went through the senior non-commissioned officer of Nevada. It went through like 3 other sergeant majors to get their approval for some reason. And then once the tag approved it, it went back to G1 where it was stalled before they told me. And I didn't know about it until one of them reached out to me and goes, hey, did you get approved? Or did you know about your approval? I said, no, nobody notified me. Oh, wow. So I feel like the notifications are lacking. But again, when I was going through it, just like you were, it's not a priority. I think it's a little bit different now. I feel like there's a set way now. From when I I know there was a dead stop, like, this needs to be done within 90 days. But it doesn't happen. And I know that I was working with Mr. Pitt, the EPM. I don't know if he's EPM anymore. To get it closest to 90 days.
And why the 90 days? What's out this 90 days?
It's the NGB's guidance to the state saying you need to have this completed within 90 days, or your tag will have to send a memo to the 4-star.
Yeah. Okay.
It's explaining why it was not completed within 90 days. It's a religious.
Yeah.
Since it's a religious exemption, just like Jewish, it's anything. It's not just Norse Pagan. Right. Any of the religious exemptions have to be done within 90 days.
So the best way to understand, like especially with us in the military, the best way to understand how to do this is find out what the regulation states, whether it be the Army regulation, a DA pamphlet, PPOM, whatever it may be. It should be out there. It should give a guideline of what that looks like for requesting the beard, and then you just kind of follow that.
Active duty units, because I have a lot of friends that are active duty that are bearded also. It's a little bit different. Instead of them going to the G1, they go to the brigade, and the brigade works it from there.
Their brigade S1
is RG.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because that's their the chain of command. That's their next in line. That's right. Okay. They don't obviously have a tag, right? So it'd be the first 06.
Yeah, it's their
chain or something like
that. The division commander. It's usually first 2-star.
Yeah, that's true.
Ours was a 2-star too, Barry.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks for explaining that. Just trying to help people that might not know or understand what the process is or don't know how to get started with the process. Giving other people's take on their process and what they went through may help them kind of through that process themselves. Hopefully see what they can do or how or who they need to talk to in order to get what they need done.
And I think the biggest thing that the reason why it takes so many levels to get it approved is they're looking for sincerity. Because there's a lot of people out there that the sincerity's not there. They're just doing it for the fucking beard.
Yeah.
So we want to weed out, and that's another thing of the stigmatism is people just do it because they want the beard.
Yeah.
Not just
that's not the thing here.
I feel like the ones that we are approved aren't just for the beard.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would agree too. So, last question for you. Being a soldier in the United States Army and also being pagan, Norse pagan, what are the differences and maybe values? What are the same? Do you feel like they coincide with each other? Do you feel like, one's different than the other? Like, how do you see your life and the existence of both of these in your life and how they play a role in who you are today?
So how do I see being a soldier in Norse paganism?
Yeah, so being a soldier in Norse paganism, the values that you know of as a Norse pagan, and then the Army values, do they pretty much mirror up in your eyes? Are they completely separate? Are there some here and there? Like, how do you see the actual values of these two things in your life meshing?
I think being a soldier, we're just proud of what we're doing. I feel like being a Norse pagan, being a man in Norse pagan, I'm very proud of it. Like, walk into my house, and the first thing you see is my altars right there. It's like right there in the living room, and it's all over my car. And, the soldier, being proud of that, and then being a Norse pagan, being proud of that, and then just intertwining the hard working of being a soldier and the hard working of being a leader or wanting to be a leader within the Norse paganism, kind of just makes me want to be better. So I don't know. I can't really explain it. Like, I know what I want to say, but I can't. Like,
yes.
Brain is not tongue in.
I didn't forward any questions to you, so you can think about it prior to the meeting.
That one's a. I think they do intertwine because what are Norse pagans? We're warriors. What are soldiers? We're warriors. So especially being men as Norse pagan, we want to be masculine, and being a soldier, you want to be too. Especially if you're in a combat in West, like, you just want to go and be the best you can. And I think being Norse, you also just want to be the best you can.
Yeah.
Especially being family, if you're family oriented, you want to be that leader people look at you.
Yeah.
Or look for, regardless if you want to be one or not. You just end that man. And I'm somewhat of a leader in the Army, not quite a leader in the Norse pagan, but people come to me still for both. Just because I kind of know what I'm talking about, but if I don't, I'm like, hey, let me go figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think it's helped me a little bit more since I became a Norse pagan in my Army career, because I'm on that warrior aspect now on both my my religion and my military. I have that same aspirations to be that guy. I think that's your question.
Okay. Yeah. That's,
That was a difficult. I never thought of that.
yeah, I get you. If you want to think about it and you come back with something, I'm not going to do anything with this until Monday. So if you think something tomorrow or even Monday, like morning-ish, I still have some time and whatnot. But I'd like to thank you for your time. I appreciate you sitting down with me and having the conversation, the interview. My guest today is Staff Sergeant Sean Hines. I'm with the Nevada Army National Guard. My name is Chief Warrant Officer 4 David Baus with the Nevada Army National Guard as well. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the interview and appreciate you. You got anything more you want to say? Anything else you want to tell the military community of TAC?
Don't hide your religion because people are assholes. We've seen it firsthand where they will say things just to say them. And sometimes after they get corrected or whatever, especially being military, after they get corrected, they're like, shit, I shouldn't have said that. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've known these guys for years. So don't hide like what your religion is or limit yourself just because of that. So I think we all did it for a while where we kind of just in the shadows.
Yeah.
Now we're out here in full force.
Words to live by from Sean Hines. Appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you.